Hello students, now we will construct the ray diagrams to know the position, size and nature of the image. Position, size and nature of the image, we have to draw the ray diagrams. To draw these ray diagrams, we should know some principal points, principal concepts. So first one is, we know that when light enters to the glass lens from the optical center, it was undeviated. There is lateral shift, but that is very small, so that we will ignore it and we will consider it as undeviated through optical center. Okay. Second one, when light enters into the convex lens parallel to the principal axis, it is parallel to the principal axis. So they pass through or they meet at a point F2, focus, second focus. Okay, I am just drawing only one ray diagram just to understand. We already finished all these concepts. If it is coming from a point, students, if it is coming from a point, F1, you know an F1? First principal focus, if they are coming from this point, if the light ray is passing from this point. Okay, light ray coming from this point, travel parallel to principal axis. If it is coming from a point, travel to principal axis. If it is parallel to principal axis, travels through focal point. Okay, and next one is concave. In concave, this is your principal axis, optical center. When it is traveling parallel to principal axis, diverges, and this one meets at a point F2, appears to meet. When divergent beam is coming, it goes parallel to principal axis. Okay, divergent beam goes parallel to principal axis. So it appears to meet here, F1. It appears to come from this point, F2. Clear, students? So these are the 5 basic ray diagrams which we will consider when we are drawing the ray diagrams to know the position, size and nature of an image. So now we will take the objects at different positions on the principal axis. We will take the object on the principal axis at different positions. And we will draw the 2 rays, only 2 rays. We will not take all the rays. If it is parallel, we will not take number of parallel rays. We will just take only 2 rays. One passing from the optical center and the other one either at the top or at the bottom. Either one ray at the top, either this one we will consider, or you can consider this one, any one. So we will consider only 2 rays, one passing from the optical center and the other one, either top one or bottom one, okay, any one ray. So using these 2 rays, we will say the position of the image, size of the image and nature of the image. Clear, students? So we will draw the ray diagrams now using these basic principles. So before drawing the ray diagrams, we should know about 2 images. One is real image and the other one is virtual image. Real and virtual image. So a real image is formed when they really meet at a point. We saw in convex lens, they are really meeting, right? We saw in the case of convex lens, they are really meeting at this point. So in the case of convex lens, we will get the real image. So this real image is formed inverted. Suppose object is like this, your object. So image will be inverted. Okay, students, all the real images are inverted. So real images are formed when the light ray really meet. When the light ray really meet at a point. Second one, they are inverted. Images are inverted. And next, third point, these images are obtained on the screen. If you keep any screen at this point, the image is obtained on the screen. So all the real images obtained on screen. Moving on to virtual images. Virtual images. So these virtual images are basically shown with dotted line. Dotted line means they appear to meet. Dotted line. It is not really happening. Appears to meet. We are imagining. Okay. So they are not really meeting at a point. They appears to meet. Appears to meet at a point. So at that point we will consider as virtual image. Okay. So virtual image is always shown with dotted line, students. They all are erect. They are not inverted. They are not inverted. They are erect, straight. Next one, if we keep the screen, the image is not, virtual image is not obtained on the screen. Cannot be seen on the screen. They are not obtained on the screen. Generally, the real images are formed by convex lens. Convex lens. Convex lens also forms virtual image. Convex lens also forms virtual image in one case. We will see all those things. And virtual image is formed by concave. Virtual images are formed by concave lens. Okay, students. So these are the two types of images what will be formed now. We'll talk about whether they are real or virtual images, whether they are inverted or erected, what is their size, decreased, enlarged or magnified. Enlarged or magnified, both are same words. So we'll talk about their size, their position and their nature of the image by keeping the object at different positions on the principal axis. So now we'll draw different ray diagrams for an object placed at different positions. Placed at different positions on the principal axis. So listen, students, this is a convex lens and these are different positions on the principal axis. We already know this is second focus point, first focus point. This is second focus point, second focus point, second focus point, first focus point, first focus point. Are you understanding? They are at equidistance. If both the mediums are same, they will be at equidistance. This is also same from the optical center. So now we will see the different positions of the object. First we will see different positions. Suppose the object is at infinity. The first case, object is at infinity. So we can't go near infinity and draw the object. So we will not show the objects at infinity. So first case, object is at infinity. At infinity. Okay. So at infinity. We finish the infinity case. Now we'll move on from infinity. Means between infinity and 2f1. Between infinity and 2f1 or beyond 2f1. Suppose this is the object. Even the same object is placed at infinity. Okay. So this is the object AB. Same size, same object I will place at different positions now. So this is beyond 2f1. So what is the position of object? Beyond 2f1. So 2f1 is over, beyond 2f1 is over. Now I will move the object at 2f1, same object AB. Object at 2f1. Now after 2f1, move between 2f1 and f1. So object is between, AB object is between 2f1 and f1. Between 2f1 and f1. So between is over. Still more, move closer to the lens. f1. Same object AB at f1. Still closer, one more position is there. AB. Between optical center and f1. Between optical center and f1. Clear, students? So we kept different positions of objects. So these are the different positions of objects. Same object at different positions on the principal axis. Same object at infinity. So I can't draw at infinity. So I didn't go there. So I just will leave it like that. Next, between infinity and 2f1, beyond 2f1, then 2f1, then between 2f1 and f1, then f1, then between f1 and optical center. So we are moving from infinity to closer to the lens. Can we move still more? Can we go inside can we keep inside the lens? No, this is the last position, okay? Anywhere between f1 and optical center, anywhere between this. So these are the different positions of the object. Now we will see where the images are formed by drawing the ray diagrams. As we discussed earlier, only 2 rays are enough to draw the position, to know the position of the image and to draw the ray diagrams. So first one at infinity. So from infinity the rays are coming parallel to the principal axis. So you can take only one also, students, no problem. So we know that they all meet at a point. When light rays are parallel to the principal axis in the convex lens, they meet at a point. So this point is the point for your image. When these 2 rays will meet, that point is called your image position. So where is your image now, students, here? Image is at f2. Image is at f2. Image is at f2. When object is at infinity, image is formed at f2. Image is formed at f2. So even image also, when object is moving closer, image will be moving away from the lens. f2 is over. So what is your next position? Between f2 and 2f1. Between f2 and 2f1. Listen, students, now I'm just talking about the positions of image. We finished the positions of objects. Object was moving from infinity towards the lens. Now image was moving from lens to infinity. From lens to infinity. From optical center to infinity. So first image is over f2. Next one is between. Next one at f2 to f2. Next one beyond 2f2, next one infinity. Are you understanding? f2, between 2f2, after 2f2, beyond 2f2, and next case is infinity. Okay? Next, talking about the size. So listen, students, as we are moving, size also increases. Here what is the size? Very small. Point image, highly diminished. Diminished means decreased. So size of the object is this much. But here image is very small. So what is the size here, students? What is the size? Highly diminished. Diminished. Or diminished to a point. Point image. Different textbooks, they will talk about different words, but whatever it is, they are telling the same thing. Highly diminished, decreased to a point. Okay, students, this is convex lens, so it is an inverted image. What is the next property? Inverted image. So these are the properties of image. I am telling the position of image at f2, size of image, highly diminished, and nature, inverted image, nature of image, inverted image. Is it clear? Right. So we'll talk about the applications later. First, let us talk about the position of object and image, position, nature, and size. So next, what will be the size? It is increasing, I told. Will not be same, but little bit increased. Will not be the same like object. Size will not be like object size. Little bit decreased only. But when compared with previous image, it was increased. It is highly diminished. Here it is diminished, decreased, diminished. Okay. So what is the position here, students? You can write down first positions. Later we can draw the rays also. So what is the position of image here? Between F2 and 2F2. F2 and 2F2. Between F2 and 2F2. What is the size? Not highly diminished like point, but it is diminished. Diminished. Next one, convex lens, inverted. Inverted image. Clear, students? Next case. So, initially it is at F2. Then moved between F2 and 2F2. Then it will move to 2F2. So, position here is at 2F2. Okay? Here is at 2F2. Then coming to the size. Highly diminished. Then diminished. Now same size. Highly diminished. Half of this we got now. Now same size. Same size. How much it is? Same. Okay? Inverted image. AV. Same size. So what are the properties here? What is the position? At 2F2. At 2F2. Same size. Same size. Next one. Inverted. Inverted image. Clear, students? So we are writing the properties of images now. Next, after 2F2, where the image moves? Beyond 2F2. Beyond 2F2. Beyond. And size? Initially it is highly diminished. Then diminished. Same size. Now enlarged. So this is enlarged. So where is the position? Beyond 2F2. Inverted. Enlarged. Enlarged or magnified. You can use the word magnified also. Enlarged and inverted. Clear, students? 2F2 is over. After 2F2, beyond 2F2 is over. Beyond 2F2, infinity. Infinity. As we didn't write the object at infinity, we didn't show it here because on paper we can't show the infinity position. Here also for image we will not show. So we'll just leave it at infinity. So where is the image? At infinity. I'll just write the symbol at infinity. What is this? Inverted only. What is the size now? Size at infinity. From first I will come. Size. Diminished. Then highly diminished. This is highly diminished to a point. We brought it to a point that much small. Highly diminished. Diminished. Same size. Enlarged. Enlarged. Then highly enlarged or highly magnified. Highly magnified or enlarged. Highly magnified or enlarged. Inverted. Clear, students? Next one. Coming to this case. Infinity is also over. Where we will write now? So we moved positions from F2 between to F2 between infinity. All the positions we cleared. So now the position is on the same side of the object. Same side of the object. It will be a virtual image. Virtual image. It is not real. So all these cases it is a real image. Now we are talking about virtual image. Real, inverted. Here we will write real and inverted everywhere. Real and inverted. But here it is virtual case. So I'll talk about this last. Okay, now we will draw the ray diagrams. So we know the positions of object, positions of image, size of image, nature of image. Now we will draw the ray diagrams. So you see, students, two ray diagrams. One passing from the optical center. One should pass from the optical center. From the top of the object, it should pass from the optical center. Second ray should be parallel to principal axis. One passing from the optical center, no deviation. Second ray should be parallel to the principal axis. So it meets at this point. Passes from F2 and meets at this point. Clear? So the point where these two will join, that will be the image. Initially we draw the image, now we are matching it. Okay? Actually we should do this order. So we'll bring these two rays and the two will join at one point. Actually they will be moving, but they intersect at one point. That is called your image position. Image position. So what is your image? Between F2 and 2F2, diminished, real and inverted, real and inverted. Clear, students? Next, moving here. Two images. One from the optical center. No deviation, go straight. Okay. Second one, parallel to principal axis. Parallel to principal axis. So it passes from F2 and then meets here. It goes like this. So these two will meet at this point. Okay, two rays. Are you understanding? So I am telling you the easiest way to draw the ray diagrams. First we finish the positions of object, then positions of images, nature and size of the images we completed. Now we are drawing the rays. Two rays. One passing from optical center. Here also one passing from optical center. No deviation. It goes straight and meet here. And the other one parallel to principal axis. Parallel to principal axis. Either you can take the top one or the bottom one, students. Both will meet at the same point. And this will pass from F2 and join at this point. Okay. So image position. Initially we draw the image position. No confusion now. So simply we will join it. So if you draw it like this, you will not do mistake at all. Next one, at F1. So where is your image? At infinity. So optical center, go straight till infinity and meet at the object. Image is at infinity. Next one, parallel to principal axis. This passes through F2 and meets at infinity. These two will coincide at infinity. So we can't write that position on the paper or on the board, so we will not consider. So to be understood, at infinity. So image is at infinity, highly enlarged or highly magnified, real and inverted. So infinity position is also over, completed. Now one should pass from optical center, we know that. And the other one parallel to principal axis, like this. Where is the image now? Infinity is over, students. I told you image will be on the same side, and it is virtual image. So listen, I'll write it here. Object is between F1 and optical center. So your image will be this one. Image on the principal axis. Why have drawn with a dotted line? Because it is virtual image. It is not real. All these cases it is real image. Now it is virtual image. Okay, how it has formed? We will join this point. We will extend them backwards. Appears to meet. They are not really meeting. Appears to meet. So listen, students. This is the image AB. So what are the properties of image? Position of image, size of image, nature of image. We will write it now. So what is the position? Beyond 2F1, we are having one more property. On same side of object. On same side of the object. Okay. Next. So this is the position. What is the size? Size. Enlarged or magnified. You can use any word. Enlarged or magnified. Next. What is the nature? Virtual. All virtual images are erected. Virtual and erected. Is it clear, students, now? So these are the different positions of the same object. Same object I am placing at different positions and drawing the ray diagrams and considering and concluding the position, nature and size of the object, size of the image. Clear? Now we will see the applications of all these things, all these positions. Because of these lenses, they are used in different places. In cameras, in slideshows, in microscopes, in telescopes, terrestrial, Galician. So they are used in different places. So I will tell the applications of all these now. Now we will see the applications of all these different positions of the object. Generally we will see this application, this type of applications in burning glasses. Burning glasses. Burning glass. So if we focus all the light rays, if the light rays are coming from the sun, if you are focusing all the rays at a point, and if you keep a piece of paper here, if you keep a piece of paper there, and if you are focusing the lens to fall all the light rays on the paper, then we will see after some time the paper starts burning. So we'll use this type of application, this type of phenomenon in burning glasses. One is, this type of application is used in camera lenses, camera lenses. And next one, at 2f1, it is used in terrestrial telescope. And next one is used in slide projectors and microspectroscope. This is in slide projectors application. Slide projectors, we will see this type of enlargement of the image. And next one, this one we will see in the spotlights. Spotlight, same type of application is used in spotlights and in spectrometers. And this we will see in magnifying lenses, magnifying glasses, microscopes, magnifying glasses or lenses. So these are the different applications of each optical ray diagram. Is it clear, students? So now it is very clear that when different position, if it is at infinity, we will see the light rays coming to a point. The image is highly diminished, real, inverted. Next, if it is beyond 2f1, the light rays meet at a point between f2 and 2f1, diminished, real, inverted image. This application is used in camera lenses. And next one, if it is at 2f1, same size image is formed at 2f2. These two light rays meet at this point. Next, image object is at 2f1 and between 2f1 and f1, then image is formed beyond 2f2, enlarged, real and inverted. If it is at infinity, highly enlarged, no one will go and draw there, so we will leave it like this. And real and inverted image. Even that highly enlarged image is real and inverted. All the real images are inverted. So in convex lens, we can also form virtual images, enlarged virtual images, if we place the object between f1 and optical center. Clear, students? In the case of microscopes, we will use this application. So these are the different positions of object placed in convex lenses on the principal axis regarding convex lens. Now we will draw the ray diagrams in concave lens. So in concave lens, we have only two ray diagrams. One, when the object is placed at infinity, first case. And second one, anywhere between infinity and optical center, anywhere, same type of image you will get, same type of nature, same size, so we will get the same thing. So second case is anywhere between infinity and optical center, So we will see the first case, students, when the object is at infinity. We already know that when object is at infinity, the light rays will be coming parallel to the principal axis. Coming parallel to the principal axis. And this is a diverging lens. Diverging lens. After refraction, they diverge. They diverge. Clear? So they diverge. Now we will extend them, and they appears to come. They appears. It is not real thing. Appearing. We are assuming. So they appears to come from this point. So your image is at F2. So your image is at what is the image properties? Where is the position? At F2. At F2. And what is the size, students? Highly diminished to a point or point image. Highly diminished. Highly diminished or point image. Okay? Highly diminished or point image. Next one. It is a virtual image. Virtual image. All virtual images are erected. Straight. All are erected. Though it is very small, it is straight. Okay? So this is the nature when we are considering object at infinity. And now anywhere between infinity and optical center, let us consider anywhere. Let it be an object AB. Anywhere between infinity and optical center. You have remembered that we have to draw two rays. One from optical center and one parallel to the principal axis. That may be at the top or at the bottom. We'll get the same answer. So one from optical center, no deviation, go straight. Very clear, go straight. Second one, parallel to principal axis. When parallel to principal axis, this is diverging lens. So it diverges. It diverges. We know that if we extend, they meet at F2. If we extend, they meet at F2. Okay. Listen, students, where is your image? The point where these two rays will coincide. The point where these two rays coincides. This is your image. This one is your object. Okay. So where is the image formed? Where is the image formed? At a image formed between, not yet, between F2 and optical center. Between F2 and optical center. What is the size? Is it same size? No. Diminished. 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 Next one. Nature. Virtual. Virtual. Erected. Clear, students? So this is the case when the object is placed anywhere between this one. Okay. So these are the two ray diagrams regarding to your concave lens. One important thing, what happens if the light rays are coming obliquely to the principal axis, means they are not parallel to the principal axis. I will take one more. Last diagram. So this is your principal axis, optical center. Okay, F2. I have taken convex, so F2 is this side. F1 to F1 to F2. Now I am not drawing parallel. If they are parallel to principal axis, they meet at F2. Highly diminished. We saw that case. Now they are not parallel to principal axis. If one passing from optical center, go straight, no deviation. Okay. Optical center will go straight. Which are not parallel to principal axis. Then where the image will be formed? If they are parallel to principal axis, formed at F2. If they are not parallel to principal axis, the image is formed on the focal plane. On the focal plane. So they all pass through this point. Clear, students? On focal plane. Highly diminished. So what is the nature of the image formed on the focal plane, not on the focus, formed on the focal plane. Highly diminished, inverted, real and inverted image. Same in the case of concave also. They will be forming on the focal plane. Clear, students? So these are the ray diagrams and their position, nature and size of the images formed when the object is placed at different positions on the principal axis and their application. So let us see the applications for these two also. Application of this ray diagram is in a Galilean telescope, and the other one, it is used to correct the short-sightedness, means myopic person. So it is used for correcting the short-sightedness for the spectacles of myopic person. Clear? Correcting the short-sightedness. So these are the applications and nature and position and size of the images from the ray diagram. So this is what about the formation of images by lenses, convex and concave lens. So in convex lens we can form real image and virtual image. In concave lens we can form only the virtual image. All the real images are inverted. All the virtual images are erected. Clear, students? Here we can see highly diminished and diminished images in concave. But in convex you can see highly diminished, same size, enlarged, highly enlarged and virtual image also. Clear? So this is what about properties, position, nature, size of the image and the applications of these ray diagrams.